Hey, it's MK, and today I am scrapping on a ship, and I am inspired by Morag Cutts, who is a design team member or possibly a co-owner, I'm not really sure, for Bramble Fox, which if you guys have not checked it out, I will have a link down below because it's a pretty cool shop over in the UK. So I do have to share with you guys the papers. I will be using this 49 and Market foundation paper in blue on both sides to map my photos. And then I picked out 3 of these papers from the cruise kit, or both cruise kits, I don't really remember, that I purchased on the ship. And to be honest, I'm only going to use this one sheet right here with the sand and the water. But I thought in case I needed more, I had these other 2 bluey papers that might match as well. I just wasn't sure if I was going to have enough papers and possibly thought that I was going to need a filler sheet. So I am going to mat my photos on this blue paper, and I do cut this part out because it is a super uber long process, but I didn't realize that I never shared with you guys all of my other elements that I plan on using on this page. So when I get to them, because I don't plan on using everything, when I get to them, I will let you know what they are and where they came from. All right. So this process I thought needed to be a little slower because it did, like I said, it did cut out. I did cut out a lot because it's long. Pocket pages are always a long process. So here I am just going to go ahead and measure out to make sure that I have enough papers to do both sides of my pocket page. Now, I love this orientation of pocket pages, which I get at scrapbook.com in case you guys are curious. I don't know if it has a name or anything, but it does have a 2-inch pocket over on the side. And right now I have inserted my 2-inch leftover piece from the 49 and Market. And because of how thick it does poke out just a little bit. But once I'm done creating my little curtain, that is going to go on the outside of the pocket page, by the way. Once I am done creating my curtain, I realize I don't need that piece of paper in the pocket. So I do end up removing it and actually using it on another layout. Surprisingly. So I get a lot of questions about my elements on the outside of my pocket page. There is specific adhesive that I prefer that works the best, and I've never had a problem with anything popping off of my pocket page. And I don't use E6000. It does work, it will work, and it probably would work better than what I use. But unless people are trying to pull up your elements from your page, what I use, I find, is A-okay, right? It works unless people are tugging on your elements. But other than that, I really, really do like having that texture and feel and dimension on the outside of my pocket pages. Plus, it gives me that sense of freedom that I don't have to work within a 4x6 or 3x4 or 4x4 or any size pocket. I can use the whole 12x12 page protector if I choose to. And that's one of the things I love about it. And sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I can't say that every pocket has an element on the outside, but I do enjoy when inspiration hits and I am able to put something on the outside. It is also a pretty cool element to see reactions to, like when my kids pull out the albums and they flip and flap and get to a pocket page, and it's one of the ones that they stay on the longest. It really is. And in all honesty, it gives me that sense and feel of a mini album without the mini album, right? Now, I love mini albums, but I don't love mini albums. I like the 12x12 format. I've tried all different kinds of formats, and I always go back to 12x12. I really do. But I love the different page protectors and the different sizes and the different elements that I add to my 12x12. It's not, I do 8.5 by 11s. I do 6 by 6s, 8 by 8s, 8.5 by 11s, 9 by 12s, 6 by 8s. I add a lot of different page protectors within my album. And I do have a video showing me how I incorporate those within my album as well. So if you guys are curious, I will try to find the link to that down below. But that one is another really super long video because I'm actually building one of my yearly albums with you guys and share with you guys how I incorporate the smaller pages. So anyways, I am going to go ahead and roll up my little pieces of curtains per se. I loved this effect. I really, really did. And I chose this paper because we're talking about towels, right? Not just, I get that they're towel animals, and I understand that, I could have went with a whole jungle theme and, the animal theme. I definitely could have went with that. But my first thought process, especially after I seen this paper, was beach towels. It really was, especially that bottom right photo on my page protector now. That was from when you enter the gangway. There was a place where you could check out towels. And they had all of these little towel animals, and each station or each gangway plank was had a different set of little animals. Now, some of them might be the same, of course, because the bear is the most popular. However, it just seemed to me like there was, a different set of animals. Some of them were different within every station, because sometimes Janet and I didn't follow the rules, and I say sometimes loosely, but we were supposed to go down the gangplank that was closest to our stateroom, and I think that was so that way people didn't get confused on when you entered the boat as to which direction you needed to go to get back to your room and go get dressed and get ready for dinner or whatever it was that they expected us to do. But Janet and I, we had a great sense of direction. We were never lost at all, except for, I think one time I accidentally got off the elevator on the wrong side and was trying to think that this is the side that our stateroom was on. And Janet was like, no, it's on the other side. Yep. And then it took me a long, long time to realize that all of the maps were color coded. So all you had to do is remember that you were in the yellow section or the red section or the other sections, and that was the side that you needed to be on just at a quick glance, because you just saw the colors and you knew exactly what direction to go in. But of course, I didn't realize that until the end of the cruise. But I'm prepared for next time, right? I am so prepared for 2025, you guys, and I'm so super stoked, especially the closer that Janet and I get to designing the next kit for the cruise. Oh my gosh. I am just ecstatic, and I want to just share all the things. I really, really do, but I can't. It's a secret, and it's a surprise. So you guys will have to wait until either you show up on the ship or you wait until after the cruise is done and Janet and I do our reveal of the project. So anyways, I have these little, see, I told you guys I was going to talk about the product I'm using, and I haven't yet. I'm using a good mix from the Simple Stories, Simple Vintage. And then I am using a mix of the Sunburst collection by 49 and Market. And then I've got these cute little wooden towel animals, and those are from my shop. I made them exclusive for the cruise, but a lot of people have asked me if I could make them and put them available in the shop. So what was exclusive about these little towel animals was I made special port wood veneer to go with these cool little towel animals. And so I think I'm going to leave out the ports and just put in the little towel animals. So that way anybody can use them on any cruise that they went on that had towel animals, whether it was a princess cruise or a carnival cruise or anything like that. So the towel animals, as of today, yay, they will be available in my shop, all by them little lonesome. Now, I do have two little birds. I love the fact that one turns into a little heart. So I decided to split the birds up and use one on one page and one on the other, instead of, this is the page with the elephant and the bear, and I should have used the elephant and the bear on my page, but I really didn't like the fact that now I'm stuck with two birds. What do I do, right? So I opted to split the birds up and have the bear and the bird that looks like a heart on the other side of the layout that I'm going to be doing here shortly. Now for my my little curtain, I needed to hide that that little extra piece of paper that was stuck in the center of the fold. And Morag used a circular element and then had a couple little flowers in each little fold. Well, I don't have that much space because I don't want any of my elements falling off the page. And where Morag put hers, she put it in far enough to where she was able to do that. And so I decided to have a little bit of tucking behind my circle element, which I also utilized as my journaling spot. So it was absolutely perfect. And I knew right off the bat I was not going to be able to write on top of all that lump. I just knew I was not. So I went ahead and filled out my journaling really super fast, just about adorable towel animals in my room and as you're walking to the gangway, or yes, to the gangway. And so I went ahead and did that, and I had to use foam adhesive twice. So I had to double it up to fit on top of this little fold in my paper. And then I'm just going to use a label and a cute little flower and a small little word, and then I am done. I thought I was going to use a whole lot more for the dead space, but in all honesty, in keeping with Morag's layout and how simplistic it is, because she kept most of her design in the folds, I wanted to keep that same simplicity, right? So for this second piece, I am not going to make you watch me do that twice. So I went ahead and put it on my layout, and I just now noticed on Morag's that hers is very dimensional. Like she fluffed hers up so it sticks up. Of course, in the picture, it's not going to stay that way for too long, smashed in between two albums or two page protectors for me, or in a pocket page for her. I just wanted to look at it. It was so fun to fluff it up and see all that dimension. It really was. That is another reason why I do love doing this, is because of having that dimension and everything. And like I was saying before, I get a lot of questions about having my elements, and I was starting to talk about the adhesive and everything, and then I squirreled and started talking about other things and different size page protectors, and now I'm doing it again. So for my adhesive, I choose to use tear and tape. That is one of my tried and true that I feel like sticks the best. I can actually take my page and lift it up by the outside of my elements and it not fall off. So like I said before, unless somebody's really, really, really trying to lift it off the page, it is not going to come off. So that's why I don't really feel like I need to use E6000 or anything like that. Because my tear and tape works perfectly fine so far. And I've even gone back, because my kids go through all of my albums. They really, really do. It is so much fun watching them go through all the albums. And so when they get to a pocket page, they stop and just ooh and ah and touch and it is the most looked at pages amongst all of the other pages, even though they do like, hey, look, there's me. Oh my gosh, how silly I looked. Oh, look how small I was. You know, those kinds of things. But when it comes to these pages, the outside of the pocket pages, it is just the biggest hit in the whole album. They really are. Now, I don't do this to every single pocket page, just a few. And especially when I'm really inspired like this one here. I also am, I forgot. I love it when I start a sentence and then poof. So I am going to be using some Distress Oxide, and I was trying to mimic that Royal Caribbean seal being ombre, but I couldn't match my blues, and the oxide took to this frame so perfectly. And when I put it over my little towel guy there, which we haven't figured out what he is just yet, but it's okay. When I put it on top, it matched the couch perfectly. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So I am going to put a title on this one, and it just says Meet Norbert. So when we first got to our door, and this was our second towel animal, when we got to our door, we heard music coming from inside. And at first we thought, oh, maybe they're not done cleaning our room. Should we go in? Well, normally when they clean our room, they don't have the door closed. So we popped in, and there he was, sitting on the couch, watching music videos, and just having a blast. And Janet and I were like, oh my God. Okay, that was me, not Janet, but it was me. And I just plopped right down there and started taking pictures and snapping fun. And I was like, it's Norbert. I don't know where the name come from. I just don't. I named him, and Janet's like, okay, there's Norbert. And so we sat on the floor and started watching music videos with them and taking selfies with them, and we just had a blast. And I took a picture from behind his head so I could remember what he was watching. And we basically left the TV on for him when we went back out. I think it was to class or to dinner. I don't really remember. I think class was done because we are in our class shirts. So this was day 4. I think class was done and we were headed to dinner, I want to say. And we basically told him to be good and don't stay up all night watching TV. But it was just so much fun. I really did enjoy it. So I'm cutting up my banana trees. So that way I could use the foliage in 2 spots. I did that on the other layout too, but I talked too much and talked right through it. And I did love this little pop of this reddy pink. It is a pink, but it's a red. I don't know, you guys. It's a strange color, but I did enjoy using it. I'm not going to lie. And I liked the fact that it matched and didn't clash a lot with the red umbrellas and the red inner tube in my water. And I don't know if I finished my sentence because I'm all over the place on this on this voiceover. But I did choose this paper because I wanted the towels. Like every time I saw the towel animals, I instantly thought of the beach, right? And beach towels. I know that I could have taken this layout in multiple different directions, more towards the animal side and being all over the place with the, what's it called? With the, I don't know, with the animals, I guess, or the jungles is where I was going with that. But honestly, I found this paper and thought, oh, beach towels, that is absolutely perfect. I just love it. And I went with it. I really did. I love how they look in this curtain format. I really do like how it's all cut up and used in a way that I don't think I ever would have thought to use it. But I really am loving it. I'm loving all the different colors that I was able to add to the layout as well. And I do like where I ended up using these swans that were in the shape, and it says, oh, my heart, and they make a heart. So I really did like that. I kind of smiled at myself and gave myself, a gold star for the day because it all was great. And then, of course, the little bear is going to be holding the fun time sign, and I just loved it. I really did like how I used it, even though the bear did not get used on the bear page where, he was actually represented. But I like it. So I'm just checking to make sure that I put enough of the foam dots behind it. And I am almost done with this layout, you guys. I absolutely had a blast putting the layout together. I had so much fun. I love the little frame around Norbert, and, he's just the star of the show, and how much fun we had with our little guy on the couch. It was so much fun. I just couldn't help myself that he had to get a page of his own. He really did. And then, of course, here is the other side with our cute little elephant and Janet taking a picture of me taking a picture. My son was like, Mom, why do you need that picture? And I was like, well, because it's kind of cool that you can see my picture on Janet's picture. And it was just cool. And then, of course, right next door to that is the picture that I ended up taking. And so I just think that is just a cool feature for a layout, is when somebody takes a picture of the photographer taking a picture, and then you get to see the result of said picture. So it was just super fun. And then, of course, all the other towel animals that were available. All right, you guys, so that is my layout for today. Morag, as always, thank you so much for the inspiration that you email us out every single month. I absolutely love, I have always been inspired by the emails I get from Bramble Fox. I will be posting the link to the shop down below because I think it is an amazing little shop. And also, too, don't forget to check out the other links that I have, which is May I Scraplift You. It has a playlist, and then Janet's channel, Janet Fritz, who is Galaxy Girl Creations here on YouTube, to go and check her out. So anyways, you guys, thank you so much, and I will check y'all later. Bye.